Well, Bill, how did you become interested in stock car racing after so many years of racing the Indianapolis-type cars?
Well, in my opinion, the stock cars of 5 or 6 years ago were a little weak as a matter of power and so forth, and certainly since then, we've all watched them come up to a point where, with a little modification, they are truly racing equipment.
Well, what was your biggest thrill, perhaps, in big car racing?
Well, the biggest thrill might have been to have won an Indianapolis race, which I didn't do, and some of the other things I suppose the public would imagine the thrill would be of getting upside down a few times and not getting scrubbed out or something, and certainly I've had that happen, so that's about the only way I could answer your question.
Well, now, in this area, we have hundreds and hundreds of fans who are interested in the NASCAR-sponsored events, and there's a big one coming up this weekend at Martinsville. How about telling us about that? What's in store?
Well, there's going to be a sportsman division program over there with 2 25-lap heat races, which incidentally are inverted starts for the fast cars in the rear, and a 100-lap feature. And it is the opening race for Martinsville, which has always been well supported. And certainly this time we expect a crowd and have produced what we believe will be a tremendous race.
And of course, Glenn Wood's track record of 26.14 certainly is in danger with the way these cars are running now. Huh?
That's true, because the machines get a little bit faster each year, and I dare say that Glenn's record will be in real jeopardy.
Well, Bill, how does stock car racing compare in popularity with other types of racing?
Well, stock car racing has come up. It's been real astonishing. I figured it out when I decided to quit driving race cars, that it looked to me that stocks were on the way, and the last 2 or 3 years has proven that my judgment in that case was right, and they are outdrawing every other kind of racing in the country as far as admissions are concerned.
And the prospects for 57 then are very, very good.
Well, the crowds have been up this year so far, starting with Daytona Beach, far better than in the last year or the year before.
Well, how many championship races do you hold each year?
Well, there will be upwards of 40 races, and there could be more than 50. The weather is a factor, and we run a tight schedule, so it's pretty hard to say exactly.
Well, now, how do you declare a champion for one particular year?
Well, each race pays so many points according to the position in which you finish it. It pays 200 points in a 100-mile race to win it, and then, of course, that graduates up and down. And incidentally, on the number of races, now that would be for one division. Grand Nationals, there will be between 40 and 50. The same thing would be true of the National Convertible Division. And in the Sportsman and Modifieds, I'm not too familiar with their schedules, but they have a lot of automobile races, believe me.
Well, then, Bill, how much money is it possible for a NASCAR champion to make a year?
Well, it's possible to make upward of $35,000, and how much more than that is pretty hard to say, because there are salaries and everything involved now that the factories are in the thing, but it's worth the effort.
Well, thanks a lot, Bill Devore, and we'll see you over at Martinsville Sunday afternoon about 1:30 for those time trials.
All right, we'll be looking for you.
Okay.